What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Sector for Nerds. I'm Ryan Brower, and today I'm here to give you guys my thoughts on A Distant Echo, the second episode of The Clone Wars Season 7, which was even better than the first one. I mean, it was so awesome. Now, normally what I was going to start doing on these videos was putting, like, trailers and clips and stuff up on, like, over my voice and stuff like I've been doing with a lot of my videos, but then last week I attempted to do so with some footage from the episode, and I ran into a bunch of copyright issues from YouTube, which is weird considering, like, I see so many people posting stuff or whatever from the episode, so I don't understand why I'm the one who gets the copyright issues, but I digress. I'll figure something out, though, that way you guys don't have to necessarily look at my face all the time and stuff. But no, let's talk about that scene with Anakin and Padme. So first of all, I can't believe that Rex knows that, Anakin and Padme are a thing. I guess it would make sense that he would know since, like, he is, like, the higher up in, like, Anakin's command crew or whatever. So I guess it would make sense that Rex would know, but I never really thought about it that way. So yeah, that transmission though between Anakin and Padme was so freaking awesome. I like how Anakin, it seemed like a normal conversation between husband and wife or whatever, like, you know, husband, you know, discussing issues and stuff, and then, you know, wife trying to help outset husband with issues and stuff. Like, I thought that was really cool of them to have, like, a kind of, like, conversation like that. And it could have been vice versa, too. You know what I'm saying? Like, so either way, I think it works. But I thought that was really cool. And then the icing on the cake, which was ObiWan walking up, because, like, Rex is guarding the door, right? And so Obi-Wan's walking toward him, and Rex is like, ah, shoot. And then he's, like, banging on the door, like, Anakin, get out of there and stuff. So, like, Rex epically fails at trying to get around this. I'm surprised he didn't come up with, like, an excuse ahead of time, considering I feel like he's had to have done this before, right? So, I don't know, maybe he's just used to maybe clones trying to intrude on him or something, maybe not anticipating the Jedi, I'm not sure. Now, I wonder if they changed up some stuff, because Anakin did reference the Outer Rim sieges. So I don't know if Bad Batch was originally a part of that, or if that's now changed because of this being the final season and stuff. I'm curious to see if, like, they've switched up the timeline a little bit. But anyway, Anakin walks out of the room, and, like, him and Rex are walking off or whatever to go and, like, try and save Echo, because that's the mission that they're trying to go on. And Obi-Wan says, I hope you told Padme I said hello. So, okay. It's clear that Obi-Wan knows, right? And I figured, like, Obi-Wan would be one to figure out and stuff, right? It does just make things a little bit weird now, because, like, Anakin and Padme have that conversation in Revenge of the Sith or whatever, and then, like, Padme's like, he's worried about us, and Anakin's like, us? And Padme's like, he knows. So I don't know. I feel like that does kind of screw around with things ever so slightly. I'm curious to see what Dave's thoughts were when he was putting that scene together. And like, if that was even an idea that George had as well. I'm very curious to see. Maybe they'll come out with something eventually. But yeah, that does kind of open up a couple of different like, can of worms or whatever as far as that goes. But I thought that scene as a whole was a success. So let's get into the mission itself, right? Anakin, Rex going along with the Bad Batch. Also, how great are the Bad Batch so far? I freaking love these guys. I love the idea that Tech has, like, a translator thing in his, like, translator binoculars or whatever, so, like, he'll say something, it'll show up on the screen, and then the other side will show the person's response or whatever. And then there's even a point where the alien or whatever, I forget the name of the species, so I apologize, but he's just, like, walks up to Tech, and he's looking through the binoculars or whatever. He's like, what are you doing in there? Like, I thought it was funny. What Hambor? Curious to see how he got out. I mean, I'm sure, like, I wish that's kind of something that they would have told. I mean, I guess it would make sense considering that he is in Revenge of the Sith. But I like his new look. Like, he has a bit of a new updated look for the series as well. I mean, granted, most of the characters do, but I thought his looked very cool. Now, before I get into the end of the episode, I thought it'd be best to kind of talk about something that I know some people who have seen the older parts of Bad Batch may be wondering about. So I guess in this episode, my brother was showing me because my brother Chris, because he's seen the unedited, unfinished Bad Batch episodes on StarWars.com, and he showed me this scene where they're walking. The Bad Batch, Rex and Anakin are all walking to their ship, and on the Bad Batch ship, there's like Padme in a dress painted on it, and I laughed my butt off. It was so funny. Which I thought it was great. And then Wrecker says something like, she can negotiate with me anytime, and then I just started dying. But like, so I get why they didn't put that in the episode. And if you guys haven't seen it, like, go check it out. But I am a little disappointed, because I thought that was really funny or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So we get into like the final bits of this episode, right? Like obviously Anakin, Rex, Bad Batch, they're all working their way through these droids, whatever. They've got some new droids as well. I don't know what they're called, but like, it looked like they were shooting blaster bolts out of their fingers. I don't know, that was weird, but I thought they had an interesting look to them. And so they get to the room where Echo's supposed to be. And so Rex and Tech go in and they find the chamber that he's in, and sure enough, Echo's there. It was great. And then he falls out of it or whatever, and he's talking about the Citadel as if like he was still there. So I'm curious to see like what's happened to his mind or whatever since then. Like clearly they took, like, the Separatists found him and they took him, and this story almost kind of reminds me of like Captain America and Bucky a little bit, where like Bucky falls off the train, Cap thinks he's dead, and then in Winter Soldier he find out that he's been brainwashed and is now aiding the enemy. So it is sort of like that in that sense, only that Echo isn't like the Winter Soldier, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, overall I really liked this episode, you guys, for all the reasons that I've mentioned before, like the new looks of everything. The Anakin and Padme scene was fantastic. Adding the ObiWan touch in there is interesting, and like I said, I'm curious to see what Dave and George or whoever came up with that thought of when they did that. I'm curious to see, I'm probably going to go back and look if that Anakin and Padme scene was in the original cut of this episode, because part of me has a feeling that may have been added in, but I'm not entirely sure because I haven't seen them yet. But yeah, you know what? Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, like the Sector for Nerds page on Facebook, and I will see you guys next time.